Welcome to my first Selectively Frugal check-in. This is a great time in the month to review my budget since most of my major expenses have already gone through. As a reminder, I use my top 5 values: health, independence, financial stability, inner harmony, and authenticity as the guide for every financial decision I make. I have Goodbudget linked directly to my account, which simplifies things and makes it easier for me to check in daily. Looking at my monthly envelopes, the total number in my bank account is $2,105.97. In the past, I used to see a bank balance and think, oh, I have $2,000. Now is the time to get new car tires, or whatever big expense. But with this envelope system, I can see clearly, actually, no, I don't have money for anything for my car right now. The first envelope I always fill is rent. I put aside almost half of my check from the 15th for this, which is essential because I have about 6 months worth of debt garnishments. Since 25% of my pay is taken out, one paycheck doesn't cover my full rent. My mom always told me to put rent first, and that's a lesson that stuck. I also put a little more toward my cushion, which is just a little higher than it was in my channeled trailer. The current balance is $546. Every little bit counts toward my 6-month emergency cushion goal. I prioritized a few envelopes this month, starting with personal care. It's usually only $50 a month, which I use for my Float Zone membership, my investment in mental health as a middle school teacher. This month, however, I spent nearly $900 on new glasses. I didn't get designer frames. This was a necessary spend. It's my first new prescription in 5 years, my first time getting progressives, and I needed thin lenses for my high prescription and astigmatism correction. I splurged on transitions lenses for one pair so I can fully enjoy the outside during my Bahamas cruise. The idea of losing my one ancient pair right before my big trip was stressful, so this expense aligns perfectly with my values of health as well as investing in life experiences. Speaking of the cruise, my travel envelope is another major focus this month. I paid for the cruise in October after realizing I just could not face spending my milestone 50th birthday at work. So I requested my last 2 personal days plus 3 unpaid and decided to go for it. I've also purchased the airfare, which was much more than I expected, but it did rise steeply since then. So I think Jacksonville is just not a great port for me, lesson learned. And also Meowtel for a cat sitter, which gives me more peace of mind than asking a friend to check in on my neurotic kitty. Right now, I've budgeted for 2 items on the Carnival Hub: the premium Wi-Fi plan for my aunt at $127.50, because she's a caregiver and this will ease her mind, and $200 in cruise cash for me. I'm using cruise cash mainly to avoid long guest services lines and prevent a bank hold. If I spend it at the casino, it will only be because I genuinely find it fun and I'm okay with losing the money. It's budgeted entertainment. But also cashing out after playing for a short time in the casino is an option. And then I walk off the boat with cash in hand instead of a bank hold or, again, waiting in line at guest services when I'd rather be chilling in a hot tub. Overall, November has been pretty steady. I did notice I overspent on groceries in October, so this week I did a food inventory, made meal plans, and am taking a break from all stops or deliveries. I had already bought a few things for Thanksgiving, so I'm good there. That makes my available balance $188.82 to carry over and fund next month's groceries. Thanks for watching. Please join me next time for my December check-in and the story of how I dealt with and am dealing with wage garnishment. Subscribe to follow Selectively Frugal and fellow Goodbudget peeps. Please share your biggest envelope expense in the comments below. See you next time.